If you have groups, organizations, or leagues that send you clients, you want to make those deals official today, or you could lose them tomorrow. So I'm going to tell you a story about a friend of mine who had a deal with a league they were working with to promote a series of training events. Now, this arrangement was on a handshake, and it went on for years. It was a great mutually beneficial arrangement. They were kind of pushing out this guy's training. It was for younger kids, and he was baseball themed trainer. And basically the league was very happy to get this training for their players, and he was very happy to have access to their players, and it was kind of a good mutual agreement. Well, one year, the registration for this training session was a little bit slow, and kind of, couldn't figure out what happened. And a couple of weeks before the camp, he went out to talk to the organizer of the league, his contact there. And they said, look man, we had kind of this issue. One of the parents complained, and she made such a big stink about it that we just kind of had to appease her and just say, look, okay, we just won't promote this camp anymore. Now, they didn't tell him. They didn't let him know. And it was over like a really dumb reason. At the end of every session, he would just kind of pull all the kids in. They're all baseball players he was training, and he would just say, hey, thank God for making a great game of baseball. Boom, break. And it was just like this kind of thing he did, and it wasn't, it didn't mean anything by it, and this one person got offended by that, and instead of being able to work with this person, he missed out on a ton of business, and it made a huge dent in his revenues for that year because he didn't have that group funneling him business. And the reason why that deal was so easily able to just stop was because it wasn't an official deal. Because it was on a handshake, you just don't go and unhandshake somebody, right? They just made a decision a few months before, okay, we just won't work with this camp anymore. And because there was no real official deal and there was no real anything in writing or any kind of plan, that it was just over. And by the time it was all figured out, it was too late. So what we've trained our mastermind members and our coaching clients to do is to make every deal official. Now, you don't have to go get all lawyered up and have like a contract and stuff like that. That'll actually kill it. But what you do want to have is a good give and take, right? Now, the secret of this is that the way that you want to do two things. Number one, you want to pay to play. Pros show up with money. Amateurs show up and expect to get everything for free. That's never going to work. So number one, pay to play. Be a pro. The second thing is you want to stack the deck in her favor. I'm sorry, you want to stack the deck in the league's favor, right? So the way we teach our mastermind members to do it is we want to have a big list of things that they get. And actually some of these things, when done right, have a benefit for you. And then a short list of what you get. Right? So let me give you a quick rundown. So let's say, number one, the one thing they're gonna get is money. So let's say it's $1,000. In the story I just told you, had he given them $1,000, it would have been it would have been a steal. You would never be able to get a return on investment like that. But we've had guys who have successful deals anywhere from $200 to $1,000. But I always recommend don't be cheap, okay? Number two, do a charity boot camp that raises money and all the money goes to them. So maybe this is another couple grand. Do an educational seminar for the parents. Do an educational seminar for the children. Do a warm-up for the kids. Give a copy of your book to everybody in the league. Do a private newsletter just for everybody in the league. And this list goes on and on and on. Inside of $1 Million Gym Academy, we have a complete list of things that you can offer. Not only that, but we also show you how to present it in a way that people just say yes to it. And the way we show you to present it, it's so professional. The way the entire package is put together, the way it's mailed, the way it's shipped, the way it's delivered, and the follow-up system for it. I can't think of anybody that did not get the deal that they wanted and actually got a little bit more. Now, what you get is maybe a mention in their newsletter and a couple email blasts. But come back to here, right? So now they're getting your money, but The charity boot camp, are you able to showcase your business? Yeah. The seminars for the parents, you able to showcase? Yeah. Seminars for the kids? Yeah. The newsletters? Yeah. Your free book distribute everything? Yeah. So when we put this all together and it's like they get all this stuff, they're getting like stuff that has a value to them. So if they get the seminars and the books and the charity boot camps or raise a couple grand and they get the money, they're getting things that are valuable to them, but are all ultimately valuable to you. So we want to look like we're getting the short end of the stick here, because really, what do we want? We want that client. So now, let's say this whole deal was in place, and you get a parent that complains. And it's an official deal where you email, and like the way we present it, we show you how to make it official without a lawyer. And now, let's say someone goes in and complains. Well, now the conversation goes, well, you know, I understand your feelings about this one situation, but you do realize that this guy brings in like thousands of dollars here and does a lot of stuff for us and is really kind of, you know, integrated into the organization. So why don't we get together and talk about this and figure out a way to resolve it? Completely different conversation. It's why you want to make every single deal with a person that is sending you clients official. And if you don't, you are at the mercy of them just deciding it's over. Just on emotional decision, or somebody complains or there's an issue or whatever, it's just over. Make every deal official. And inside $1 Million Gym Academy, we teach you this. This is probably about 5% of what we teach on how to make these deals official. And you'll see all the different deals that have been made by all the members of $1 Million Gym Academy, and they are super, super lucrative. You're talking sometimes 10, 20, 30, we've even seen 50 to 1 return on investments here.